So I'm not really feeling being on camera tonight, so, you know, not focusing on my face, but I did want to share some feelings. I've struggled a bit with my health today for various reasons, and my physical health, I mean, and I just, it's come to a point, I think, where, because there's always something, you know, I think PMDD brings with it the potential for it to be comorbid with quite a few different things, I guess. And I've got other health issues, so I feel like I'm permanently at the doctor's. Things are permanently wrong with me, and I just know that my partner has got that kind of fatigue of me being ill. Just kind of, it's become a point where it's like, oh God, you know, it's just a permanent thing. So the kind of investment in it has to be quite a bad situation, almost like crisis point hospital type stuff, before there's any kind of real feeling towards it, I guess, is how it feels for me. I'm sure that might not be the case and that might be argued, but it's a pretty bloody lonely place to be when you feel like, actually, you know, I had a hypo today and I'm not very well. I'm really tired and exhausted, and I don't, you know, there's a headache and I've got a stomach ache, and what's coming in with the chemical menopause and what's some of my other conditions, impossible to know. And I know I do talk about that, but it's really difficult, and it just feels a bit like it's almost ignored, unless it's, well, just exhaust. It feels like my partner's exhausted with it, and just isn't really, isn't in a place where he can offer the same empathy as he would have done when we first got together. That's a sure fact. We were in a very long-term relationship, but I don't know, it makes me feel more of a burden, and guilty for feeling poorly or being poorly again. Is kind of how it feels, like, oh God, again, what's wrong with you now? And it's not said, but it's how it feels, in the way that there's almost no reaction, or, oh yeah, that's, you know, that's hard. Or no, not even that must be hard, because that's recognising there's a feeling there. It's just more like, oh God, it's almost a throwaway comment as opposed to a real feeling. Oh, I'm a right pity party, aren't I? But I just didn't know how you guys are, if you sometimes feel like that when it, you know, it's kind of like, obviously it's inevitable for us, isn't it, that we're going to have at least 1 to 2, and for some of us it's more than 2 weeks of feeling shit, and the empathy for that just starts to wither, I feel, over time. I get that, I do understand. It's just, like I said, a really lonely place to be. So I've just took myself off to bed so that I don't feel like a burden to people. I know that I don't look after myself so well when I feel like this, because I just think, well, I give up on myself if others have given up on me, I guess. Finding work really hard at the moment, so that doesn't help either. Got that Sunday night feeling most days. Yeah, I think it's time for some changes. But yeah, sorry guys, I'm really sorry. Depressing little clip this is. But yeah, I just feel for you if you're in a position where you feel like you're almost becoming invisible because of the fact that there's always something wrong with you. I get it. I absolutely get it. And you're not on your own. There's a lot of us here that are supporting each other, and we have to remember